but I do really enjoy watching some good animes. Okay, yeah, I figured it would probably had a lot of scaling off of strength. Alright, I'm not going to summon this. I'm just going to get killed. Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I definitely want to check it out. Because I'm definitely interested in another season of that show. I'll need to brush up on it myself. I haven't watched it in forever. Like I said, I tried to show it to my wife, and we made it through like 2 episodes, but she wasn't really getting it, so we didn't continue. But I haven't watched the full series in a really long time. This thing is very obviously going to kill me. Okay. Yeah, we just watched the last episode of Dragon Ball at dinner tonight. It's pretty awesome. Dragon Ball Super had a really weak start, but it got so good after like the first 1 or 2 arcs. Oh, really? I almost got to attack it. She's actually watched a lot more than I have. She gets into you mean like the Studio Ghibli shows? I've seen Howl's Moving Castle. That's not quite as much my style of anime. She actually likes them a lot more. She's seen more of them than I have. I'm not sure which ones she's seen. I know she's seen Howl's Moving Castle and at least a couple others. Like, I think that, is that Neighbor Toro or whatever, one of them? I'm not even sure. That's not as much the kind that I get into. But, yeah, I know that she likes those movies. I'll try him for a little bit, I'll try him for a little bit, Kirito. Because, I mean, I'd like to try to kill him. I want to try to learn his attack pattern. Seems really hard to hit. Oh yeah, we did watch Castlevania about a month or 2 ago. It was really cool. Non-optional. Yeah, I was gonna say, this boss is not easy. Yeah, I can't wait for the second season of Castlevania as well. All of the really good animes here lately, anime, I guess is correct. All of the really good anime that I've watched in recent years, it's always been like one short season and then they make you wait like 4 or 5 years for the next one. you know, stuff like One Punch Man, Hero Academia, Attack on Titan is the worst offender of it all. You have to wait so long. I almost wish that, like, they would just wait longer to come out with the first season until they're closer to having more. Because those shows are so good, and then you have to wait for such a long time. It's a shame. I haven't watched Devilman Crybaby. I've heard several people talk about it, though. It's one that I'm going to have to watch eventually. I'm actually not sure what we're going to watch next, now that Dragon Ball is over. One show that we watched a whole bunch that's actually one of my favorite anime that we didn't finish, the Hero one. We've seen the first season of Attack on Titan, totally agree on that. Waiting for years on another season sucks, yes. It drives me crazy. Attack on Titan, I can't remember, it was like, I think it was like 6 years or something between each season of that. It's crazy. I think you'll really like My Hero Academia. That's a really cool show. It's one of those kind of like feel-good shows that, you know, makes you root for the underdog type of deal. But yeah, one show that I haven't watched for several years, it's actually one of my favorites, is Gintama. It's hard to keep into that show because they get canceled so often, but that's one of my absolute favorite shows. So I don't know, maybe we'll pick that up now that Dragon Ball is over for the time being. Wow, this guy's tough. I'm just trying to get like a hang of his attack patterns and the spacing, and when I can actually try to attack back, and it feels like there's almost no opportunity to hit back. Gintama is it's like a comedy show. It's more comedy than anything, and there's a very loose overarching story. There's not generally like, you know, a goal to what they're doing, but it's about a guy named Gintoki who runs an odd jobs place. You know, he has his own little building, and people can come and hire him to do whatever they need. So he's usually like broke, and the start of it is about him meeting this kid who works with his sister. They own a dojo for some kind of like swordsman style that people don't really use anymore. And so he becomes one of the employees of Gintoki, and then they meet this girl that's like, she's supposed to be an alien, but they look like humans, but they've got like super strength, but she's like a real young girl, so like it's this little girl with kind of like super strength, and it's kind of just like each episode is, you know, whatever they do the next day pretty much, and it's really funny show. But then like every once in a while they'll have like a little miniature arc of like 4 or 5 episodes where it kind of like gets serious for a little bit, and they have like combat and stuff like that, and those are like the most awesome episodes ever. The combat in that show is so cool. I absolutely love it. But you know, when it's not awesome combat, it's like hilarious jokes and stuff. So it's been going on for a while now, but they get canceled so often. I haven't been able to pay too much attention to it lately. But I think it is still currently running now. It's on Crunchyroll. So I would definitely recommend it if you like comedy and, you know, some combat. Which, if you watch Dragon Ball Super, I would imagine you're okay with the combat anime. Got one hit. I'm not sure if it's on Netflix. I do know that it's on Crunchyroll for sure. That's where I've watched it. It's so hard to dodge this guy because he's got such massive attacks. Yeah, I figured you would be. It's hard not to like most types of anime. If you're open to it. There's a lot of people who aren't open to it, unfortunately, because it's cartoons. It's like, okay, guy, whatever you say. Oh, if speaking of Netflix anime, one that my wife and I did watch is called Anjin, A-N-J-I-N. That one was pretty cool. It's about like, hold on one sec, sorry. Try to not get killed for another second or so. Anjin, A-N-J-I-N. It's about like, in Tokyo they discover these people that are born with like, I think they had like a certain gene where it makes them like invincible, they can't die. And then they also have like these phantom things, almost sort of like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, if you've ever seen that. You know, like the stands in that show where they kind of just have like a ghost that follows them and is sort of like attached to them. It's sort of the same deal here. They have a ghost that's attached to them that, like, later on they can actually fight with those ghosts. But the actual story is about the government in Tokyo finding these people that have this gene that make them invincible and basically kidnapping them and using them for like weapons testing and stuff. So the show is kind of like, you know, there's a couple of different factions of Anjins who, like one of them that are like trying to violently take over Tokyo to, you know, be the supreme beings, the Anjin, and then like the main character who's also an Anjin is trying to just like get away and like you know, fight for the rights of Anjin instead of taking over, but just trying to make them, you know, equal citizens pretty much instead of lab rats. It's actually a really good show. So far. Holy crap, that range! Yeah, I really liked it, and they set it up for another season, so there should be more. Scary.